You know what I can't stand? People who just complain about their life. I can't stand it. Don't get me wrong. I totally understand that sometimes things just don't go our way, right? And sometimes there's nothing we can do about it. That's just the simple fact. Sometimes we can't do nothing about it. But why focus only on that? I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me why people just complain and complain and complain about their life like they don't have any control of it or some sort of control over it. Maybe you made a mistake, I made a mistake, and I'm like, I'm down on myself. Like, damn, like I messed up. I missed an opportunity. I didn't give this my all and it winded up not going my way. Or I gave it all I could and it just didn't work out. Like sometimes it's like that. Does that mean you can complain about it 24/7? No. There's always a solution to something. Complaining about things that are out of your control, there's literally no point of doing it because you're literally just going to stress yourself out 24/7. Why would you do that to yourself? Things that you can control, okay, maybe you got some I can't talk. You got some frustration and some anger that you want to let out. I understand that. Let that out. But come up with a plan to attack that. That way you could turn those complaints and that negative energy into actions. That's all this world is really about. People who take actions and people who don't. Which one do you want to be on? What side do you want to be on? What spectrum do you want to be on? Do you just want to be the people that just complain about life, that just want sympathy? Misery loves company. So you just want to be on that side with a bunch of people that just complain about life, thinking that there's nothing that they can do? Or do you want to be on this side of the people who are doers, the ones that take action, the ones that are like, all right, my life is shitty right now, but I know that there's something that means that there's something that I'm not doing. Of course, there are certain factors that can't be changed. Like there's certain things that are just, it is what it is. But everything that you have in your nature and your power and your control, and if you could change that, do it. Why not? I think everybody has a chance to upgrade their life, their situation. A lot of people have an opportunity to change their situation, but would rather not. If you have a roof over your head, you got food in your fridge, you got clothes on your back, reliable transportation, there's people out there in the world. There are millions, there are billions of people out here in the world that don't even have that. There's millions and billions of people that would love to be me right now. Homeless people in countries of famine, war, like people's homes get destroyed. Like sometimes we get so wrapped in our own heads, like thinking that shoot, it can't get any worse, but in reality, it absolutely can. A way that you have to have like this perspective on life, like yo, at least I have somewhere to stay. I have a bed. I have a car. I have an income. I have an income source. Someone's sleeping on the street right now. There's someone that doesn't have electricity. They can't cook their food. They can't save their food because their refrigerator don't work. There's people that don't have lights. There's people that don't have cars. Our lives, especially in America, we take everything that we have for granted in our society, and it's sad. Even though we see people from all walks of life struggling, we still want to complain about, oh, my life is so bad. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do that. And it's like, you really can. We have a lot more power in our minds than we actually think we do. Complaining limits that. Fear limits that. Those two things limit that power, limit that control that you give yourself. If you give so much control to the outside world, if you push everything on the outside world instead of internally, you're never going to get anywhere because you're so focused on them or this or where I'm at, instead of like, all right, even with my circumstances, what can I do to better my situation, better myself, and to keep going? We all have that control in our lives. What separates the complainers from the action takers is their viewpoint. This side thinks they have nothing to do with their situation, with how they're treated, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, there are some external factors that come into play, but there are a lot in our control that we can take control of. Whereas this side, why even focus on the outside things? Of course, it doesn't even matter. But what can I do to better myself, to better the things I do, the people that I'm around? We have a lot more control than we think. The sooner that we realize that, the better off we'll be.